This episode of the Pageant Project is proudly brought to you by Diamond Heels. Diamond Heels supplies shoes to women for every occasion, including figure and bodybuilding competitors, pole dancers, and of course pageant queens. With over 350 pairs in stock, they offer a personalised service, including fitting and prompt Australia-wide delivery. Check them out at diamondheels.com.au and make sure to use the coupon code TPP to get 15% off your next order.
I'm Brooke Murray, Miss Oceania Continents 2018, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I'm here with Miss Oceania Continents 2018, Brooke Murray. Brooke, welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
And I got her title right the first time this
We're
time.
doing good.
So, how has life been since I last saw you? You sound like you've had a few adventures and not all of them in pageant.
Yeah, I've had a lot going on. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of exciting things, scary things, like lots going on in life, but I'd be bored otherwise, so why not?
It doesn't surprise me. Well, run us through some of the, exciting things that have happened. We'll leave the scary things to one side. But what's been exciting recently? I mean, obviously you're about to head over to Vegas in less than 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I am. So I've been preparing to go back over to the international finals of Miss Continents 2018. So I'm incredibly excited to be going back to that. I had such an amazing time last year, and to have the opportunity to go back has been incredible. So been doing lots of community appearances and fundraising like I love to do, which is the reason I do pageants. I've been traveling a little bit. So I actually went up to Queensland 2 weeks ago now, a week ago. It's all melting into one at the moment. But yeah, headed up and stayed with my beautiful Sash sister, Mrs. Australia Continents Jess, and stayed with the fam and did lots of pageant appearances up there. But just been doing some judging, some mentoring, and just some community appearances and really getting out there as much as I can.
And when you say judging, we should say it's judging at pageant. It's not just going around being judgmental.
Not just like judging people.
I've been going around judging people.
You all know. So just judging pageants and modelling quests and that sort of thing,
So I think you probably the first one
I'm just going to take
that I've interviewed who's been over, I thought Jasmine I think has been over more than
Yes, Jasmine went, I think it was the year before me she went over,
But this is your second time heading over internationally.
It is.
At this point in your pageant career, are there still things that you want to work on, or is it this time just doing the same things as before?
No, I think every time I do a pageant, I learn something new and I'm working on something new. So for this pageant in particular, I've been doing a lot more training on my interview skills. So doing a lot more consideration on how to address certain things and how to really get myself across, because it is such a short period that we have to interview with judges. And also my walk. I'm very, because of my dance background and because of my performing arts background, I'm very high glitz, energetic, yes, let's get out on stage. And that doesn't always work. So I'm working on trying to
lower your energy.
I'm just going to, not so much lower the energy, but compose myself a little bit. So working on that kind of more composed together.
More ladylike way,
I guess you could say it, instead of the let's go on stage and rock it.
Well, you're a cheerleader, I mean.
Well, exactly, and that background, it does help me with that sort of thing, but just a more composed kind of walk going on.
That's got to be such a challenge for you.
It is, I've never thought about walking so much in my life until I started pageants.
Does it get to this stage with walking where you're thinking about it so much that you just trip over? Because that's what I feel would happen.
Look, I have tripped over before in practice. I haven't done it on stage. But, you do. I know, knock on all the wood. You watch now. No, it's not going to happen.
It's not that far for you to fall down.
Well, in my 6-inch heels, it does help. But I do have the advantage I'm a little bit closer to the earth.
We call you grounded.
Exactly. I don't have to fall as far at least. But no, you do. You kind of walk so much and you watch yourself do it so much that you kind of over criticize and pick up on tiny little things. So It's all right. Well, we're keeping on working with it. And yeah, every pageant I learn something new about myself. So always working to improve. And even after this pageant, I know I'll still be working on things.
Right.
So yeah.
The interview section is one that a lot of queens have said it's their favourite part.
Yes.
They've also said it's a part they dreaded the most initially.
Yes.
But then when they got to love it, like if they ever were lucky enough to win the best in interview, it's like almost as important to them as winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
So what have you learnt about, I guess, going through those interviews? Because they're very Q&A. I mean, I haven't been through one, obviously. Can you give us an idea as to what a pageant Q&A or interview is like?
Yeah, so pretty much it's not the typical what you would think of like the world peace questions.
Yeah.
In terms of an in-person interview rather than on-stage question, you pretty much sit down and for us we have 4 minutes to pretty much get everything about ourselves across in that time within the questions that they're asking us. So pretty much they only ask questions about yourself. So they want to know more about you, more about your career, your platforms, what you're doing. But if you go in wanting to get certain questions and you don't get it, you have to be really careful that you don't kind of pigeonhole yourself. So it's knowing how to kind of get across what you want to say. Yeah. So if you want to talk about your platform, for example, it's knowing how to bring that in within that 4 minutes without going, and by the way, I do this platform. So it's kind of segueing.
So if they don't ask a question that lets you say what you wanted to say, you have to find a elegant way of doing it.
Exactly.
Rather than just shoehorning it in there.
Yeah, it's the art of kind of segueing and making sure that you're really presenting the best version of yourself in that 4 minutes. And it's really...
4 minutes is tight.
It is. It's a lot of pressure.
Get a big gong or say 4 minutes up?
They have a bell and you could be mid-sentence and they go, done. And it's like, oh,
That's tough.
It is.
So that's something I'm assuming that you must have practiced a fair bit, just giving yourself 4 minutes.
Yeah, well, for me, I like to talk a lot. So it's really difficult for me to do.
Just talk faster.
Yeah, no, I talk really, really fast. No. But I like to talk and I like to expand, but it's trying to kind of find elegant ways of kind of pulling back and really answering more succinctly. Right. So you get more questions, you're not just answering.
You used to do debating, right?
I did,
so that side would come out. You want to effuse and make a point, and they're like, time's up. And you're like, ah.
Exactly, yeah. My debating does help, and I'm actually a debating adjudicator now, so I've learnt even more to get a whole 40-minute debate into a 4-minute presentation at the end, which is always tricky for me because I always want to talk a lot. But yeah, that definitely does help with my public speaking background. But yeah, just with that 4-minute timeline, a lot of girls are like, oh, I wish it was shorter, or, oh, I don't know how I'm going to talk for that long. And they stress about it. But for me, I stress more that, oh my gosh, I only have 4 minutes to get everything about me across.
That's more what the way I would be like.
Yeah, it's really tough. But no, I enjoy it because it gives the judges more of an opportunity to see who you are rather than who you are on stage. Because anyone can act happy and bubbly or put across any persona on stage, but you can sit down in an interview chair and you can't hide. Yeah, absolutely. So I really enjoy the interview portion, definitely.
Going over to such a big competition international, how many contestants are there? Do you know? How many countries?
So we're still actually confirming there are still people entering to this day.
Kind of last minute.
Yeah, but hey, that's all right. But last year we had between 50 and 60 contestants. Right. So that kind of gives you an idea. I think we're actually looking at more contestants coming in this year. Right. But yeah, so last year we were sitting around 50 to 60 contestants.
And how do you manage expectations when you're going into your expectations of yourself? Because I keep thinking there are two schools of pageant queens.
Yeah.
Ones are the ones that want to go in and win.
Yeah.
They might not say it, but that's what they want. They want the title. They might say, I'm happy with top 5. No, I want... And then the other people who literally, they'll just be happy to enjoy themselves and do their best. Which school do you belong to?
It's difficult for me. Last year, I went into it literally thinking, I am going to be the worst person on stage, so I'm just going to enjoy every moment of it. And I loved
Positive
it.
Thinking.
And I placed top 5.
Nice.
So this year, my own expectations are, well, I've already placed top 5. So it would be really cool to do better. But with my history, I'm very prone to being more critical or putting a lot of pressure on myself. And I've come to the realization that no, I need to put my health first over anything. So for me, it's about going over and just enjoying myself. If I can improve on my result from last year, that would be incredible. Yeah. If I came home with the crown, I would have a pizza party for everyone. It would be very exciting. I don't know what I'd do with myself. I'd probably just curl up in a ball and cry with excitement and happiness, and like,
that's not most people's reactions to winning.
No, well, I would be in shock, honestly, because I don't expect it, but obviously I would love it to happen. Yeah. So for me, it's all about going over and improving, and that's what I want to do each pageant. I just want to improve on what I've done the pageant before.
So do you go into the international competition, do you pick a particular platform that you are basing all your charity work around or that you're speaking about?
So for our competition, we've actually just recently become affiliated with a not-for-profit charity over there called the Crown Journey Foundation.
Right.
And it works to help victims of sexual assault and sexual violence. So they're doing some really amazing work. I actually currently do some work in that field with a charity called the Beauty Bank over here.
Oh, yeah.
So creating life's little luxury packs for men, women and children coming out of domestic violence and homelessness and that sort of thing. So I do like to do a lot of work with that. And yeah, really doing as much as I can to help that charity. And I'm really excited to go over to America. It is quite a new foundation, which is really exciting. I think they were only founded in March this year.
Wow,
and they've
okay.
already done such incredible work with, they've already started raising funds, and they have some really amazing resources coming out about things like consent and that sort of thing. And I think especially within the media recently, we've had a lot of debate with season 2 of 13 Reasons Why, and a lot that's going on in Hollywood with the idea of consent and sexual assault and that sort of thing. So they've been doing some really amazing work with that. But we can also still carry in our own platform. So for me, I'm always going to advocate for mental health awareness. I've been doing a little bit of fundraising for Black Dog Institute this time, but also just keeping on expanding what I've already been doing. So talking with students and going into schools. I like to share resources whenever possible. So my Facebook page, my public Facebook page, is full of a mix of pageant appearances and then resources from charities and organisations such as Beyond Blue, the Black Dog Institute, Headspace and that sort of thing. So really they give us the opportunity to advocate for our own personal platform, but we've also recently brought in this new foundation to work with, which is really exciting to have that platform there for us as well. So yeah, a bit of a mix of everything, and I like to base a lot of my appearances on the mental health awareness, but I've also been doing some work with women's charities and things with kids and that sort of thing. So mixing it up a little bit. I pretty much just like to help wherever I can at the moment and do as much volunteering. Just do as much volunteering as possible, because why not? Why not help a charity? If it's a good charity, then you just jump in and help them. So yeah, a little bit of a mix of everything.
So you spoke about mental health.
Yes.
And I know in our last interview that was a big focus.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask, I mean, that was, I guess, a year further in your past than it was last time we talked about. Is it still something that for you have to monitor on a daily basis, or do you feel like now that's part of my past and now it's pretty smooth sailing?
No, I feel like when it comes to mental health, I think it's something that we need to constantly monitor, and I think it's something that will always be in the back of my mind. Right. Present day, I am the most confident, the most positive, the most healthy and the happiest I've ever been.
That's great.
I feel as though I'm in a state of complete recovery, but there is moments where it kind of, in the back of your mind, you think about it.
So you feel like you're in a place of complete recovery, which is great.
Yeah.
But I guess it's that kind of a spectre just in the past every now and then. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that, our mental health is something that, regardless of whether you've had diagnosed issues in the past, I think it's something that everyone needs to keep in mind. It's something we don't think about a lot. And I know that, especially present day, we all have very stressful lives and we have lots going on and external stresses coming from media, social media, that sort of thing. So I think it's something that everyone really needs to constantly monitor. But for me, I make it a real priority within my life, especially with my past with anxiety and depression. I make it a priority to monitor it and to make sure that really I am doing okay and I'm making sure that I'm putting my health first.
So the continent system.
Yes.
Let's touch on that. And I've interviewed, I think by now, lucky last, you're lucky. I've interviewed Team Australia, interviewed Tash, who's Miss South Pacific, and now you. What is it about the continent system that keeps drawing you back? I mean, it's the second time you're heading overseas competing in it, so there must be something with the system.
I've been dedicated to the continent system for probably just over a year now. For me, it's the message. The motto of the continent system is to be your own kind of beautiful. For me, it's a really powerful message, especially, as I keep saying, in modern day you have social media and media where everything's filtered and edited, and even within pageant systems, as we were talking about before, there's a lot of systems that still have height restrictions or weight restrictions. There's none of that with the continent system. It's completely inclusive, so it doesn't matter what size you are, it doesn't matter how tall, how beautiful, what colour your hair is. Everyone is accepted, and you can see that even within past winners. We have all hair colours, all heights, and it's just an incredibly inclusive system. And that message, especially for me, it's something that I like to promote now within my social media followers, but especially my students. You know, I teach young kids week to week, and you can see that what they're seeing on social media and what they're talking about really does affect them. They have...
Pretty scary, isn't it?
It's
at a
really,
very young age.
And very young. You know, I'm seeing kids as young as 6 that are really conscious of their appearance, and
that's sad.
It's really scary to see. So this message of being your own kind of beautiful, promoting this kind of sense of self-love and self-confidence and really that body positivity, I think it's something that's incredibly important within our society today, and something that is really, it's just incredibly important to see, and an incredible message for the pageant to carry.
Absolutely. I mean, at the age of 6, that's really scary.
And you keep seeing it. Even within the media, you see these stories of little girls that just, they're getting younger and younger with this negative body positivity and being affected by our constantly filtered images and all of these messages. And I think even in terms of looking at issues such as cyberbullying and bullying and that sort of thing with young kids, I think it really does become affected by their own self-confidence and self-worth and their body positivity.
Now, before I get you to share your social media details, so people can follow your journey, I have 2 things burning in the back of my mind.
Oh gosh, yes. I'm scared.
One is, you told me that you're a strict teacher.
Yes, I am.
I have trouble believing this.
I was going to say, my students are going to watch this and be like, nah, she's a little strict.
So I need you to show me, or show the camera, your best strict face.
Oh no! Okay.
Pretend I've been really naughty. That is not going to work.
No, all right, ready? I can't. Okay. Naughty child.
This is why I have such a hard time imagining you this. But you swear that it's true.
It is. No, for me, I'm a very... If you can't already tell by my interviewing, I like to talk a lot and I'm very loud. But if you're being naughty in my class, if I go silent, you know that you're in so much trouble. And I would just stand there and I'm just like, I'll just stare at you and I'll just wait.
You got an eyebrow thing going on.
Exactly. It's like, I'll wait. It's not my problem. It's your class. I'll just wait. And they all stare at me like...
I'm going to turn this into an Instagram story with the voting poll and say, who believes Brooke that she can be strict?
I promise I can be strict.
I believe it. I just don't believe it. And the other one, because we were talking about chocolate earlier and you had a sad separation from chocolate.
I did. It's still... It burns. It burns my soul. Yes.
So you now can't eat as much chocolate?
So I think I'm at about 3 months post-op now. I had my gallbladder removed. So it's pretty much a useless organ, but it helps with digestion and all of that sort of thing, weird body things that we don't really want to talk about. And I'd had issues for about 14 months of really severe upper abdominal pain, and had about well over a dozen hospitalizations, and 9 specialists later, they took it out. I had 6 weeks of dancing, which absolutely killed me. But yeah, now I can't eat any foods that are really high in fat or high in dairy, or I have really severe reactions and severe pain. So
I somehow can now picture you doing it anyway.
Well, look, I have done it a couple of times. Like, it's going to be worth it the first time, but no. So I have to monitor my chocolate intake. I can't eat normal ice cream, but I found this really good coconut ice cream, and it's like gluten-free, dairy-free, free of artificial colours, pretty much got nothing in it. But it's chocolate flavoured. No, it's actually the best tasting ice cream ever. Okay. So I'm pretty much living off that now. But yeah, it's... Pageant
prep from Brooke Murray.
Exactly. Coconut ice cream.
And you're going over to America where they're known for their healthy food.
Well, see, this is the thing. Last year I lived off of like hot chips and pizza and chocolate ice cream, and I'm not going to be able to do that this year. So I'm going to have to eat like...
I think this is a blessing in disguise.
Well, look, most people would probably say yes, it is. But I love chocolate, and I love chocolate ice cream. Like, what am I going to do with my life over there?
I can eat it for you.
Yeah, you can have some for me. Yeah, I'll share it around.
Just watch other people eat it.
Yeah, I'll live vicariously through their experience. Yeah.
So, Brooke, if people want to follow you on your social media, what are the social media details?
Okay.
And I'll put them below because I know yours
so we're
is
gonna
a bit
do it
like
here.
Insert here.
So, my public Facebook profile, if you type Brooke Murray, Miss Oceania Continents 2018, or you can just search at Brooke Murray with 4 Y's on the end, and you will insert that.
Is it 4?
Wherever.
I thought it was 5.
No, it's 4.
Oh, it's 4.
4. And same with my Instagram, it's Brooke Murray, so MURRAYYYY. And that's just gone public actually, so you can just follow me anyway, and I'll have a look at what everyone's up to. But yeah, that's it.
And if you can't spell that, I will put it below, just in case you can't remember.
Insert.
It's scrolling
all
text.
Around here, yeah.
Okay, now, you know that we finished with the same 10 questions.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I can't remember all of your responses.
I was going to say, I've got to try and answer them differently now, haven't I?
But can you remember your answers?
I can remember most of them,
Most of them, really?
Yeah.
Well, no, answer them truthfully.
All right.
Let's see if anything's changed.
All right, let's do it.
Okay?
All right. What
is your favourite word?
Okay, so last time it was chocolate, and I'm trying really hard to think about something that is not chocolate. Let's go positive. I like that word at the moment. I'm living through the positive vibes, yeah.
I prefer chocolate.
Look, chocolate's just the instant, but we'll go with positive, yeah.
Okay. Least favourite word?
This one hasn't changed, it's moist.
Oh, moist.
It's the international word. I told you last time, it is the international word that everyone hates.
Yeah, like I've had enough people answer that I can make a whole video out of people just saying moist.
Exactly, I saw that the other day, yeah, moist. Yeah, like I'm still working on the crusty. That's on the crusty. Look, I'm still not loving it, but moist has still got a...
So if you don't know what the context is when Brooke says she's working on the crusty, one of her fellow pageant queens answered crusty.
Yeah.
She said she could deal with moist, but crusty was worse. So.
Yeah, look, I'm still not a fan of crusty, I do agree, but moist is the go-to.
Let's move on to more pleasant topics. What turns you on?
This one hasn't changed. Any type of positivity or passion. So if someone comes to me and talks to me about a passion that they have, and this particularly applies when I'm talking to, for example, CEOs or people that are running charities, if they're absolutely passionate and driven by what they're doing, I'm absolutely 100%
It's contagious, isn't it?
It is. You just want to get involved and get on board and do whatever you can. So absolutely passion and positivity, dedication, all of that, I'm all in.
There's nothing worse than someone who's bored with life.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could be doing. Like,
exactly.
How can you possibly be bored?
Exactly. Do something else.
Yeah. What about what turns you off?
This one hasn't changed either. Negativity. I feel like there's so many things in life to be positive about and to really look at that you can, really look at it in a positive light. There's no need to dwell on things that may not be going absolutely right. And yes, sometimes we do need those times to...
We all go through it sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. We all go through those times that are, we kind of get a bit down in the dumps and we kind of go, oh, why is this happening? But I think there's always something that you can pull yourself out of and really, think positively about it. I'm all about the positive vibes at the moment. I don't know why. We're just going with it.
Even without our chocolate.
Even without the chocolate.
What sound or noise do you love? And I know it's not birds.
It's not birds. Really not birds. I want to try and answer this differently. So last time it was the sound of the back door opening because my dog comes in. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I thought it was a very bizarre answer. I thought you just liked the sound of doors opening.
No, not just random doors. I love the sound. So it's going to be, I'm a crazy dog lady if you haven't already picked up. So when my dog goes to sleep and she especially at the moment because it's freezing in Sydney, she snuggles up in my chest and she just makes these little snoring noises and it's so cute. And she's just asleep and just I'll do it with the crown. There we go. It's just snuggles and she just snores and it's great.
We should use a still from that video of you doing this and you can turn it into your profile photo there. A crown like this. What sound or noise do you hate?
The balloons popping. I can't get over it. I'm sorry. I answered it last time and I used the example. There's that primary school game where you put all the balloons on the floor and you put the desk on top and you jump on it. I can't get over it. The balloons freak me out.
So if you're watching this and you're Miss Brooke's students and that's a game that you have to play.
Don't even think about it. Then you get cranky, Miss Brooke.
I told you not to. Oh, I can't wait to see that.
No.
Okay, now the seventh question I can't remember because you know that I can't ask about curse words as much as I'd like to, but I can't remember what I did ask you. So what I have started asking people is if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
I would love the ability to be in multiple places at once because I always have a lot going on and that's how I love my life to be. This is contained chaos, I call it. But I'd love to be able to attend multiple things at once and do my uni assignments, but do all the pageant stuff, but go and dance and do all that stuff. So that would be a pretty cool superpower.
That sounds like a neat one.
Yeah.
What job or occupation other than your own would you most like to attempt?
Oh, I would love to. I'd love to be a neurosurgeon. I don't know why. At the moment, I'm really interested in human behavior and the human brain and how it works. So I think
some people it doesn't work.
Yeah, and some people how it doesn't work. But I just think the human brain is such an interesting thing at the moment. I'm just obsessed with all of the human behavior, all of that sort of thing. So getting into the brains and neurosurgeons, that would be really cool. Yeah.
I think they are. I'm not terribly familiar with the field, but I think they are making, at the moment, on the verge of a few breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Able to control people's behavior through doing things up here.
Yeah.
Which obviously has some ethical and moral implications.
There's some issues with that, but...
Yeah, I can. You can rewire yourself literally to not want chocolate.
But why would you want to do that?
So
But a life without chocolate.
It's a life not worth living.
Exactly.
What job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Okay.
I remember cycling in here somewhere.
So last time my job that I would love to attempt was a cyclist because my dad's a track cyclist and I can't ride a bike.
And he has massive calves.
And he has massive calves if you ask any of his school students and he'll kill me for saying that. Sorry. But yeah, he does.
I feel like we need to insert photo.
I'll take a sneaky shot of the
Oh, God.
I will. I'm sorry, Dad. I love you.
It's okay. Last time you didn't watch your interview. Because we were at the pageant last time. And I was sitting down with your mum.
Yeah.
And your mum interviewed me. Oh, he's the one that interviewed Brooke. And he's like, what interview? It's like, embarrassing.
Yeah, no. He does watch some of them, but there's a lot going on. So I just am like, Dad, I did this interview. He's like, oh, that's awesome. And he asked me how it goes. And it's like, yeah. Anyway, whenever you ask this question now, all I can think of is Jess's answer. And that's the poo truck man.
All the continents girls, their answer to this question had something to do with like bodily products.
Yeah, so like I think last time it was those window cleaners that I answered, but now anytime you ask this, all I can think of is Jess saying the poo truck man and how the boys like are like, well, that's all I can think of now. So
I didn't realise the poo truck driver was actually an occupation.
Yeah, look, I really wouldn't want to be his wife because you could imagine the smell after working in a poo truck for the day.
That's exactly what she said.
See, we're like the same person.
You're the same person in two bodies. Then we had two answers of they wouldn't want to be toilet cleaners.
Yeah.
This is a continence thing.
We
Be
don't
your own
like
kind of beautiful.
Exactly. But don't work with bodily functions.
This interview was going so well.
Well, see, you know the funny thing is with uni, I work with cadavers. So I work with like dead body parts and that doesn't bother me. But yeah, poo truck man, no.
Okay.
You're learning so many fun things about me today.
Cadavers. What was I going to say? The final question.
Yes.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I've got to think of something that I didn't say without chocolate in it, haven't I? Yeah. Let's go. I would love to get there and have him say, "You did good, Brooke." That would be nice. I love that. See, it's one answer I didn't have chocolate in it. There you go.
What was your answer last time?
There's chocolate here.
I get the feeling that, when you make it to heaven, you probably eat whatever you want.
All the chocolate.
All the
chocolate. Just
all
chocolate.
the chocolates.
And pizza.
Here you go, Brooke. All the chocolates, all the chips. And you can eat it and not put on weight.
Oh.
That's what
that is heaven. That is the definition of heaven right there.
I asked Tasha Ross, and Tasha Ross, her superpower was, does eating without putting on weight count? That's the superpower that she wanted.
That's such a cool superpower.
To be fair, she has endometriosis, so when she eats sometimes she also bloats up.
I love that. I wish I thought of that now. That's such a good superpower. I know. I've already locked it in.
Well, Brooke, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Heading overseas. And thank everyone for watching. And we'll speak to you next time.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Adrian. If you'd like some pageant coaching to help you win that title, or you'd like to keep up to date with our interviews, check us out at thepageantproject.com. Speak to you soon.